mistake. We made a promise to Jesus.
Stan, Jesus doesn't matter when Muhammad is involved.
Keep it gangsta, keep it gangsta, y'all, keep it gangsta. 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 Keep it gangsta, y'all, keep it gangsta.
Distant points in space-time. If wormholes exist, they might act as shortcuts through time and space, possibly even allowing travel through time loops. While still speculative, these phenomena hint at a universe where time is far more complex than we can imagine. Now here's where things get even more interesting. If Wheeler was right and time loops are a fundamental part of reality, then there's a chance we could be stuck in one right now. And even more interesting. If Wheeler was right and time loops are a fundamental part of reality, then there's a chance we could be stuck in one right now. Think about it. Have you ever had that feeling of déjà vu, where it seems like you've experienced something before, even though you know you haven't? Or those strange moments when the past seems to repeat itself in eerie ways, almost as if time is replaying old tapes. These experiences could be subtle signs that we're living in a time loop. According to Wheeler's theory, we might be reliving the same moments, over and over, without ever fully realizing it. And if time is circular, it raises some serious questions about whether we have free will, or if our actions are simply part of a predetermined loop that we're destined to repeat. Some of these mysteries about time and reality are deeply connected to ancient wisdom, ideas that can't always be shared on YouTube. If you're curious about exploring these deeper hidden truths, I've got something special for you. You can download the Kybalion, a classic text on Hermetic philosophy, for free by clicking the link in the description and entering your email. It's filled with ancient insights on the nature of reality and consciousness, ideas that could help you understand the cosmic laws that govern time itself. Wheeler's concept of the participatory universe brings up another intriguing point, the idea that we might be actively... Wheeler's concept of the participatory universe brings up another intriguing point, the idea that we might be actively creating the reality we experience, including time itself. In quantum mechanics, the role of the observer is crucial. Nothing is truly real until it's observed. Wheeler believed that this principle applies not only to tiny particles, but to the entire universe. In a time loop, if our observation shapes reality, are we constantly recreating the past, present, and future? Is time an ever-repeating cycle that only exists because we perceive it to be that way? This raises some profound questions about the nature of existence itself. Could we break free from this loop if we were somehow able to change our perception or consciousness? Or are we, by our very nature as observers, locked into this cycle, repeating the same actions, decisions, and events for eternity? If we are living in a time loop, it would mean that our entire understanding of cause and effect is flawed. We tend to think that our choices create the future, but what if the future is already shaping those choices before we even make them? It's a paradox that challenges the very foundation of human experience. Our lives may be predetermined, with events looping back on themselves in a never-ending cycle. But does that mean we are powerless? Wheeler didn't believe so. He thought that by becoming more aware of our role as observers in the universe, we might be able to influence the loop, or even break free from it. Time is one of the most fundamental experiences in human life. We measure it, try to control it, and live our lives according to it. But what if time, as we perceive it, is nothing more than an illusion created by our minds? What if time, the way it seems to flow from the past to the present and into the future, is simply a byproduct of human consciousness? John Wheeler's theory doesn't just challenge our understanding of time, it also forces us to question the nature of consciousness itself. Let's start with something we've all experienced. The feeling that time speeds up or slows down depending on the situation. For example, when we're deeply engrossed in something we enjoy, time seems to fly. On the other hand, when we're anxious or waiting for something, it can feel like time is dragging on endlessly. This subjective experience of time suggests that time is closely linked to consciousness, perhaps even shaped by it. Scientists have long studied how the brain processes time, and what they've found is fascinating. The brain doesn't measure time in a fixed, mechanical way like a clock. Instead, our perception of time is influenced by factors like attention, emotion, and memory. This makes time a fluid experience, one that's tied to how we perceive the world around us. If time is something our brain constructs based on experience, could it mean that time itself doesn't exist outside of consciousness? Wheeler believed that time and reality as a whole might be a construct of the observer's mind. Without consciousness to observe it, there might be no time at all. In this sense, the universe could be a kind of feedback loop, where our awareness shapes the passage of time, and in turn, time shapes our experience. Now let's talk about an intended construct of the observer's time and reality as a whole might be a construct of the observer's mind. Without consciousness to observe it, there might be no time at all.
Now that right there, that's pretty interesting, man, if you hear that right there. You know what I'm saying? There might not be no time at all, because I've seen videos where people in other countries outside of America, I'm talking about like folk, deep in Africa and, somewhere over in Asia, you know what I'm saying, where, it's really not, they're not in the matrix, the construct, like how we're in. And, they don't even know their age. They don't celebrate birthdays and nothing like that. Time don't exist over there. You know what I'm saying? Like time, we've been taught to believe in time, just like we've been taught to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Jesus, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because don't you know, only in America is where they play with time. Right now, we in October. So now it's going to be like daylight savings time. So now an hour going to be going back now. They about to put the hour back. You know what I'm saying? So, they play with time over here in America. But I just seen the boy in the video. He was in Thailand, and he said, don't you know that they only do that in America? And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. But I'm not even surprised, you know what I'm saying? Because America is the matrix. You know what I'm saying? So going back to what my man's saying right here, it's just some type of construct that's in our minds. It could be another hoax to why people get old so fast too. Because that's another reason why, I got out of that celebrating your birthday theory too. Because, people don't understand that you're doing rituals on yourself. You lighting up the candles. This is all witchcraft. So all you scary folk out here that want to be talking crap about witchcraft, but yet and still to this day, you celebrate your birthday, which is astrology. You look at astrology as demonic, but you will still celebrate your birthday. And what is your birthday? It's all astrology, right? You got your zodiac sign. It's all mapped up with the stars and the moons and the planetary solar system of what time and date that you came into existence. But you'll celebrate your birthday, but you'll demonize astrology. You's a dumbass. You see what I'm saying? And this is what people do. People don't make sense but it's not their fault though, because they have been programmed to think like this. You see what I'm saying? You've been programmed. So it's time to deactivate these programs and make sense. You know damn well that don't make no sense for you to be still celebrating your birthday, but you will sit here and demonize astrology. Call it devil worship. But you still lighting candles on a cake talking about how old are you? How old are you? You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and continue to put that into the ethers, the atmosphere. The power lies in the tongue, life and death. You know what I'm saying? That lies in the tongue. So you put that out there, and before you know it, you old as hell. You only 26 years old, and you getting old fast. You already look like an old head. So it's these rituals and these mantras that we're doing to ourselves. So basically, you're cursing yourself and don't even know it. Can I get a no there? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, y'all. Holla back. I'm going to make another video of this right here. Let me end it with what he just said real quick.
If time is something our brain constructs based on experience, could it mean that time itself doesn't exist outside of consciousness? Wheeler believed that time and reality as a whole might be a construct of the observer's mind.
And they do say when you travel out in the spiritual world, time don't exist out there. So then again, at the end of the day, y'all, time is just another illusion.
Without consciousness to observe it, there might be no time at all. In this sense, the universe could be a kind of feedback loop, where our awareness shapes the passage of time, and in turn, time shapes our experience. Now let's talk about something that many of us have experienced.